We live?
We are live.
I'm gonna join too if you need me to.
Justin, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. The hour being 5:30 on March 8th, 2022. I will now call the Public Works and Service Committee meeting to order. Mr. Prisky, excuse me. Mr. Pritzlaff, would you call the roll, please? Give you a different name.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Alder Jones,
Present.
Alder McCarthy,
Present.
Alder Santiago,
Present.
Alder Lemke,
Here.
and Alder Rouse.
Present.
Thank you. Our first item of the evening is the approval of the minutes for February 22nd meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as I reviewed.
Second.
Motion by Alder McCarthy, second by Alder Santiago to approve the February 22nd minutes, excuse me. All those in favor, if we do not have any corrections, additions, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion passes. Our first item is 0142-22, communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of Siena Catholic Schools and St. Catherine's High School to close off Park Avenue between 12th and 13th Street from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on May 14, 2022 for Angel Fest at St. Catherine's High School. Staff recommendations that the closure be approved as per Siena Catholic Schools and St. Catherine's High School request and as per the attached stipulations. Fiscal note, there will be nominal cost of various city departments on a regular shift basis to assist in implementing this event. The requester will be responsible for all applicable fees. And I see we have Mrs. Kimberly Gardner from St. Cat's. If you would like to speak at this time, go ahead, please.
Thank you all for taking the time to have this meeting and allowing me to speak today. Many of you may be familiar with Angel Fest from years past. And as an attempt to bring back a little bit of fun into the city of Racine and to St. Catherine's High School, we are proposing a one-day Angel Fest on May 14th and kindly ask for your consideration in closing the street off on Park between 12th and 13th from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Thank you, Mrs. Gardner. Mr. Pritzlaff.
I would just add, this looks like a great event, fun. As far as the public work staff goes, we have no objections. I would state that in the second to last paragraph in your description, you had asked that we set everything up. What we're going to do is the Friday before your event, we will drop off all the barricades that are necessary for you to close off that street. And then it would be the responsibility of the event coordinators or whoever's out there to actually place them and close the street. When it is time to open the street back up, we ask that you just move those barricades over to a corner or a piece of right of way close by, and we will pick them up the following Monday. Other than that, looks like a great event. Everything's set as far as stipulations. From a staff perspective, have at it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Pritzlaff. Are there any questions from commissioners? If not, I believe I see Mayor Mason has his hand raised.
No, I don't. Happy to be here and good luck with the revived Angel Fest.
Sorry, that was my.
Oh,
cursor.
because I was gonna
My
say that,
cursor was on here.
and it was a hand in the middle of the screen. All right.
But it sounds great.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve item 0142-22. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion passes. Our next item is 143-22. Communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of the Department of Public Works, submitting bid results for contract 2022036, Racine Public Library rehab. Staff recommendations that the contract be awarded to Roche Construction and Engineering in the base bid amount of $1,783,280, they being the lowest responsive bidder. Fiscal note funding is available in the following library trust fund accounts. And the accounts would be Facilities Trust Fund, Von Key Trust Fund, Emily Lee Trust Fund, and the Library Foundation. And I believe we have the librarian, Mrs. Zimmerman, if you would care to share with us.
Thank you, Alder Jones. Thank you to the Public Works Committee, all the aldermen. I'm very excited to put forth this proposal to put in a full-length bowling alley in the library. Just kidding, not at all. Very exciting. We've been working on this for the past 15 months, but I'll just provide some background and context very quickly, just what led us to this process. But the current strategic plan for the Racine Public Library was completed right at the beginning of COVID. So I believe that was early 2020. And the very first initiative or goal of that current strategic plan is, and hopefully now was, for the Library Board of Trustees to make a decision regarding the future of the physical plant of the library, and or if the library should consider seeking an opportunity to create a new library facility elsewhere. Once that decision was made, the trustees were then to develop a response and direction prior to updating the current physical condition of the current library. It was probably within my third full board meeting as the director here, so early 2021, that the board did provide the direction and expectation that I could and should begin discussions with the architects, which I'm sorry, I should mention they are also on the phone. We have Dan Porte and Tiffany Nash from Product Design and Architects out of Chicago. They have been with us throughout this entire process. So the board gave the direction and expectation that I could go forward with the second floor renovations. And it was at the June 2021 board meeting, at which the architects had presented the plan and vision, which we had worked together on for several months. And the board thus approved the base project to move forward in developing this plan. So this plan really is taking into consideration what a library can look like post-pandemic, taking into consideration accessibility, how we can be responsive to what the needs of the community are, and what we can do to create a library so we can build the most impact for the community with what this library can offer. So I can definitely answer any questions about the project. I can answer what the project, I can give a really holistic overview of what the project offers. Yes, sorry, thank you, McCarthy. So this is going to offer a meeting space, a flex space with updated audiovisual and acoustics for greater flexibility with presentation modes. I was a little surprised coming to Racine Public Library that we do not have like a dedicated meeting space. We have a little conference room off the side of my office that can hold maybe like 14 people, 20 people if we want to squeeze them in. But this new renovation will give a meeting room of up to 77. I'm looking for head nods from the architect. 77 with flexible walls to open up right in front of the east windows facing the lake to hold a couple hundred. So obviously programming, particularly as we shift to more of a community developed programming model, this meeting space is really important for the library to have. This will also include the renovation of dedicated audio and podcasting studio in honor of Racine Public Library's former director, Jessica McPhail. It will include a dedicated teen area with a gaming area. So I was very interested, obviously, in offering a very welcoming, inclusive, and accessible space, particularly for teens. We don't have a very dedicated teen area right now in the current setup of the second floor. An innovation lab, so a tech area. So everything in relation to science, technology, engineering, art, and math. This will be for the entire community to utilize the space. A business center, again, we're looking at the library and what we can offer to the community in a remote work sort of capacity. So a business center would allow for more remote work capacity, further study spaces, further flex areas within the building. The kind of two bigger things, I suppose, would be there will be access to the library via Lake Avenue. Again, looking at everything we can offer to the community in regards to accessibility. Right now, we only have the main access down in Library Circle Drive. So this would offer access via Lake Avenue, which I think is vitally just a really good decision, because I mean, we're still kind of struggling with people even knowing that we're open. So right now we're deciding what do we hang from the west side of the wall just to get people to realize that we're open. So if we had an access point via Lake Avenue, that would just be fantastic. A new staircase. So if you come down to the Racine Public Library, you don't immediately see, I've had some close friends and family visit me that had not been to the Racine Public Library prior to me coming here, and they did not even know how to get to the second floor. So again, just providing that really welcoming, accessible space. And then this would also include, not from the general contractor side of thing, but the whole picture itself would include new furniture, new carpet. I'm missing portions, expanded local history area. I will let the architects jump in if I'm forgetting anything, but I think I touched on the major areas. So I can field any questions from there. I will just say, just speaking from a very general library viewpoint, that libraries have been and are changing focus significantly from collections to connections, as corny as that sounds, but from collections to connections, and active diffusion of activities and happenings and events and partnerships. So where libraries have really traditionally been focused on the preservation of sustainable library collections, we're really shifting towards more of a communal focus and more of a communal public library that is attentive to shared learning, knowledge sharing, knowledge creation, and cultural experiences. And I just really firmly believe that this would allow us to create more of that atmosphere. And I firmly believe the Racine community, the community members, the library, and particularly the staff are very well deserving to see this project come to fruition.
Thank you, Mrs. Zimmerman. Questions from committee members? I see Alder Rush. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. This is really cool. Thank you for bringing this to us. I'm really excited to be able to be a part of this. I mean, I grew up going to the library. I mean, I'm not that old, but I brought my kids to the library. I'm really excited. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you. Mayor Mason?
Yeah, I do have my hand up this time. So I did want to just chime in and offer a word of strong support for the work that the library board has done to get to this point. It's certainly, and give Angela a lot of credit. She's hit the ground running, the day she came here, I think either a week before or a week after COVID started. I don't remember which, but it's certainly been a real challenge to keep this going in the midst of COVID. And, as she mentioned, people are rediscovering what libraries are and do. And this gives us many needed features that our library lacks. So I'm really excited about it. I do wonder if it would be appropriate, or if it's possible, if there are any renderings that might be shared with the committee so that we might be able to see some of the things that are being proposed. It's one thing to hear about it, but it's another thing to see some of the design, if that's possible. And Angie, I'm sorry, I should have asked for that before the meeting started, but if it's something that's available, it'd be great to see.
It's an entirely logical question of which I am not prepared for. So I'm going to see if the architects have.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Angie. Give me 1 second and I'll find them right now. Give me 2 minutes.
But overall, the library has been doing great things. I'm really excited about the Lake Avenue entrance. That's something that was once available that is no longer. I'm not quite sure why that decision was made to not allow access from Lake. And I think it's just going to be really wonderful as the community opens back up, as we're hopefully, knocking on wood, through the worst of COVID. I think it's going to be great for people to be able to rediscover libraries. And, it was great to see so many people enjoying it recently during their Winterfest. And so it's going to be even better once the renovation is ongoing and getting some great things done. So really excited to see where it is. Dan, I'm hoping that bought you enough time to find your files.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, sir, 1 more minute.
Okay.
Thank Thanks for the,
I'll ask a question.
That
in
means
the
you keep
meantime.
giving us praise, Mayor. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
May I ask a
Andy,
question,
what-
Madam Chair, in the meantime?
Commissioner Rooney, I believe has something he would like to share.
Yeah, and just also if you reference the memo that was prepared and attached. This is also a Racine Works program contract, so you're aware.
Good.
Alderman McCarthy.
Yes, Angie, having the second entrance, that mean a second welcome desk, or will traffic be funneled to a single welcome desk or that kind of thing? Maybe Dan will be able to show me that in a few minutes, but
No, operationally, we'll figure it out that everybody, there will be another welcome desk on the west end of the building.
okay, thanks.
Yep.
Any further questions while we were waiting?
Angie, can you tell us when the library was founded? Isn't there an anniversary or something coming
It
up?
is our I was like, this is a trick question. It is our 125th anniversary. I do believe I mentioned that at the last Public Works meeting as well, because I warned the committee that I would be coming forth probably with many free parking requests. So yes, it is our 125th anniversary. We have some further events coming up at the end of March. We're trying to schedule something monthly to celebrate this.
Mayor Mason, what's the word for the 125th anniversary? You found 175th.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out. We know that 150th is sesquicentennial. I know
Yeah.
175th is semi-sepcentennial, but I'm still trying to settle on what exactly the word is for the 125th.
Okay.
Angie, do you know?
Yes, but I am not going to say it properly. Quascentennial.
Quinn, yeah, 5-4 is probably.
Dan, are you ready to share with us?
it's copying over right now. I just need, it says 30 more seconds.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share any information while we wait?
Quasquicentennial. QUASQUI centennial.
I've learned a new word.
Hmm.
If you want to, share my screen in 1 second. Come on, little buddy. Sorry, it's a watch pot here. Almost there. Presentations are kind of large just because of the size of the images. I apologize.
You're quite all right.
That's great. It means that we're doing a lot of big things.
That's right. This is the longest 30 seconds of my life here.
But I will just say when Angie interviewed for her job as the librarian, she had big dreams and ambitions to make the library one of the best. And I think her bringing this project to fruition is certainly part of that enthusiasm and that vision. So we're really excited to see about it. I guess the other thing I can mention to the alders is the audio studio that'll be put in for in sort of honoring the service of Angie's predecessor, Jessica McVeigh, was additional funds put into our capital budget, not this budget, but the previous budget. So sort of an extra thing that we wanted to be able to do to recognize Jessica's tenure here as well. So it'll be nice when that's built out and people can make use of it and to be honored, to be able to honor Jessica and her service. Dan, how are we doing on those funds?
All set. Here it comes.
All right.
Thank
I'm
you.
sharing my
Here
screen.
it comes.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Should I just go through it really quickly or? Good, okay. So this is a stair as you're entering into the main, the first floor lobby. And so this is the new stair that we're using to come up or recognize to come up to the second floor. Angela said it correctly, as you come into the library, we really want you to be able to see that there's a connection from the main lobby to the second floor off Circle Drive. So not being hidden in a fire stair. So this was a really important part of the project. And we think it's going to increase a lot of the traffic leading to the second floor. This is a view from the top. So from the second floor looking down to that stair. This is that main entry piece that we were talking about coming in off of Lake Drive. This is the new desk that we're showing outside the Teen and Makerspace or Innovation Lab. There's computers as you enter in, adult computers, collection off to the left. One of the biggest things we wanted to do also was take advantage of the beautiful view that the library currently has to the lake. So when you walk in the door off Lake Avenue, you actually look directly to the library all the way through and out that front, out those rear windows, which have that magnificent view that you guys are all aware of. This is the entry off lake here. So this is, we're two existing windows here. So we're actually removing one of the existing windows, creating a vestibule. Obviously you guys get cold weather. And then in a new sidewalk. This will be along those parking spots that exist now. This is that vestibule again. This is actually the new teen space. Really excited about this. So we have a lot of glass walls that are going up on the second floor, and we're using those sort of as a way to show the programs that are happening inside. So we didn't want to do a lot of solid rooms. We wanted people to be able to see and kind of be part of what's going on as throughout the day in the library. So this is the new teen space. As you walk in, the teen collection is actually outside the room because both teens and adults like to peruse the teen collection. So it's good that it's not locked up inside of a room. And then inside of the room, we have a bar that actually connects with a window to the makerspace that's next door. We have lots of open seating and different types of seating so that if you want to study or have a project as a group or individuals, there's different ways to sort of experience the space. We also have a video gaming in the back, and then there is a staff position in here also. So when the room is occupied, there will be a staff in there, and there's just, again, sort of showing off the different kinds of tables and chairs. So again, people can either use the space as singular individuals and or as groups. This is the material palette that we were showing, the different types of carpet and paint. We also have a wall covering on the back, sort of signify the space. And that's the wall covering that we're using. This is the wall that separates the team from the Innovation Lab. We're really excited to kind of have this window so there's a sort of exchange of ideas as the teens are either studying or working on the computers and someone in the Innovation Lab is actually working. We always think people are extremely visual. So when they see activities and programs and projects happening either side, it kind of inspires people. So again, not a lot of solid walls, a lot of things on display. And I think that was kind of the theme that we used throughout the design. This is part of the, this is a view looking back. So this is coming off the main stair into that sort of second half, the older part of the building. We have adult computers and then the Innovation Lab. Inside the Innovation Lab is really a space where people can get kind of messy. So it's a hard surface floor, lots of movable furniture with hard surface tops, lots of technology in this room. We have 3D printers, all different types of things. What we try to do is make a space that people can come and do projects for equipment and stuff that they don't have at home. So it really is a place for you to come. So figure out how to do something, use a piece of equipment that you don't have, access to AV technology for expensive software. And actually this is where the sound studio is going to be also. And then this is a view looking back. Again, a lot of activity on display. So this is a full glass wall looking into the Innovation Lab. So as people are coming in the entrance off of Lake, they'll be looking into these spaces and seeing, again, all the different projects and programs that the library is offering. This is the local history room. Right now it's kind of hidden behind the main desk and it's actually a really important part of the library. We're expanding it by about 20% and then adding this kind of beautiful glass window that looks into the local history with a graphic on there that kind of signifies what's happening inside. We also have a large monitor outside that advertising for different programs. Print station, not the funnest part. This is actually another view right off the top of the stair. So currently the main desk is kind of hidden below and to the right. And what we did is we moved the main desk to be right outside where you get off both the elevator and the main lobby. I'm sorry, the main stair from the lower lobby. And you also see this main desk as you enter in from Lake in the distance. So the desk is actually a full circle. It's height adjustable for all staff. That was a staff request. And then you see the main collection beyond and lots of seating and display both on your way and towards the windows that look out towards the lake. This is that meeting room that Angie was discussing. So as a capacity, it has about capacity, I think you said 77, which is great. has a small kitchenette inside. The coolest part is that this entire wall opens up. If you have a large author or a large program that the library wants to have, they can slide this wall out of the way and then use that entire space. So all the furniture is movable. So as Angie said, there's the capacity for a couple hundred people to actually come and see somebody speak, and or a smaller room. So again, it's really this idea of versatility. We try to leave no rooms dark throughout the day. We think everything should be used inside of the footprint. So again, and the Bureau Science Library not having a structured meeting room is kind of odd. So it was one of the major parts of the project that we were trying to achieve. And there's the difference between that room opening and closing. These are the study rooms, and we're leading now back to the business room or the business center. So the business center is actually another place where copiers are. There's places to meet. There's, again, different types of seating. So you can actually work by yourself. You can work in a group, or you can actually work in a 2 or 3 collaboration along the glass window. And these are 2 study rooms. So outside of the business center, we have open study rooms, which is for people that don't want to be inside of a room, but need a little bit of editing and a little bit of quiet. And we're adding 2 new additional study rooms for 4 to 6 people in each. And that's the material palette for that. This is one of the most exciting new things in the library. Actually, it's called Beyond Books. I think a library of things is something that has become pretty prominent in library language. What it is actually a place to come and kind of rent things or borrow things from the library that you don't have at home. So you see in this image, there's guitars, there's sewing machines, there's all these different types of things that Beyond Books, you can sort of come to the library and use. So there's a large table in this area that people can kind of learn how to use the equipment from staff, or kind of lay their things out and figure out exactly what they need. What we see typically in libraries for the Library of Things or Beyond Books area is little cards that are on the wall that tell you what these things are. And it really kind of sells the marketing short. I think displaying all this out for people to see as they walk past. I know Angie has heard me say this, but I own about 7 hammers. And it's because every time I put my hammer away, I forget where it's at and I have to go buy another one because it's put away. So I think the idea here is to not put anything away, to have everything on display, so that as people walk past to get books, as people walk past to go to the innovation lab or to get materials, which are Beyond, they see all of these things, and it's really inspiring, and it kind of increases the potential of use. And that's where we're at. Questions, comments? Sorry if that was quick.
No, very nice.
Thank you very much.
Looks a lot airier.
Yeah. And again, we really worked hard to use as many glass walls as we could. So we were trying not to enclose rooms. Actually, we're trying to open the library up.
Chair Jones, I had one question if I could.
Yes, Mayor Mason, go ahead, please.
So Dan, great design, really exciting renderings. I can't wait for this to be finished and available to the public. I'm trying to understand specifically where the meeting room is going to be. Is that an east facing room, or is that someplace?
It's actually in the northeast corner. So I'm going to go up to the plan real quick. Funny enough, there used to be a meeting room there. So actually, as you come in up the new stair, this is the main entrance from the north. And the new meeting room is actually located in the back corner. So it's behind the existing elevator. We have the meeting room and then storage for all the tables and chairs, and a small kitchenette.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much.
And then we talked about this quickly. Service desk is located here. So when you come up the stair or in off of the lake entry, you see the service desk. Fiction collection is to the south, and then the non-fiction collection is to the north as you enter. Teen Innovation Lab, and then the edit studio for Jessica is here. The local history, and then adult computers. And then we like making the study suite back here in the corner. Study rooms are actually existing. And then we have the business center, the open study rooms, and then new study rooms located along the south wall.
And where's the Jessica McPhail audio studio?
Right here. So it's actually part of the innovation space.
Got it.
And there's actually a door between the teen room and the innovation space that if it either gets too full or needs more room, we can actually open these doors up and they can spill into each.
I like how versatile the space is, especially, and I like the bringing as much of the light and the lake views to broader views. It's really great.
Thank you. No, the team worked really hard. It was really fun. Angie and her staff have done a great job.
Alder McCarthy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dan, the meeting room we were just talking about, speaking of views, that's like probably the prime view in the entire building there. It looks like the windows may be a bit limited on there.
Say again?
The meeting room, what's the window situation for the meeting room there then? It
So
looks
there's
like it's rather,
There's one north facing window and there's one north facing window and then one east facing window that does see the lake. In meeting rooms, we like to have, and then this entire wall is glass here that can look up to the view.
okay, as I say that's got the prime view, the northeast corner. There'd be nice to have. I don't know.
This is actually all glass here, and this is
Yep.
actually
Oh,
the
yeah.
prime
I'm
view
with-
out of the library. That
Yep.
really is this view out the glass, really to the, and then this view out the east is really the money shot for sure.
Yeah, very familiar with that view.
Yeah, it's great.
And Dan, I think what Alder McCarthy might be asking though is why not maximize bigger windows in the meeting room since you got the northeast corner there?
I think what we were trying to, we actually weren't touching much of the exterior wall at all, first of all. And then second of all, for control of AV, like when they are giving a presentation in there, it is nice to be able to darken the room if you need to, and then open it up if you don't. I think it's going to be a pretty spectacular room.
Any further questions, Alder McCarthy?
No.
Any further questions from other committee members?
Their hand up.
I would just suggest to Angie, assuming this moves forward, I'm guessing the council might have similar questions on what this might look like for full council. So you might want to be prepared to go through the presentation.
Thank you, Mayor Mason. If there are no further questions, comments, then I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve?
Second,
Motion by Alder Santiago to approve, second by Alder McCarthy. Any further questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion passes. Thank you, everyone. Mrs. Emmerman, Don, and Mrs. Nash.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
The next item is 0144-22, communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of city engineer, submitting the results for contract 2022010, Racine Street and 9th Street concrete reconstruction. Staff recommendation that the contract for Racine Street construction be awarded to Milwaukee General Construction in the amount of $659,923.85, they being the lowest responsive bidder. Fiscal note funding is available in the following objects: DPW paving, storm sewers, sanitary sewers. Engineer Mulder.
As you mentioned, Madam Chair and committee members, on Wednesday, March 2nd, we took bids for this project. And Milwaukee General was the lowest bidder. We had 3 bids. And all under our estimate of $756,000, which more than qualifies this for a Racine Works program contract. If the committee agrees, we recommend that the contract be awarded to Milwaukee General Construction at their base bid of $659,923.85.
Thank you. Mr. Mulder. Alder McCarthy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you give the scope of which blocks this is covering off, just for my information or our information?
The Racine Street portion goes from 10th all the way to Sixth Street. And the 9th Street portion is basically from Racine Street to Marquette.
Okay.
And then we also have another project that's kind of related to this. We are also going to resurface 9th Street from Racine Street all the way to Memorial as an asphalt resurface. That'll come later.
Thank you.
I see a little hand on Alta Santiago, but I think that's your.
Sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, that's quite all right. Alder Ross, is your hand raised? Nope. Okay, that's not your hand. That's a little yellow in the background there. Any further questions from committee members? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been moved by Alder Ross, second by Alder Santiago to approve item 0144-22. Any further comments, questions? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? The motion passes. Our final item is 0146-22. Communication sponsored by Alder Tate on behalf Alder Tate II, on behalf of the city engineer requesting the adoption of revisions to Division 2, Section 94-141, no parking zone, Schedule F of the municipal code to delete the no parking anytime on the north side of 17th Street from Phillips to 130 feet west of Phillips. Staff recommendation that the proposed changes, excuse me, glasses falling up here, that the proposed change of Division 2 schedule of the city of Racine, Wisconsin related to no parking zone be adopted. Fiscal note, there will be a nominal cost to remove and salvage the no parking signs. Engineer Mulder.
In your packets, you have this little diagram. Basically, it's Ventura Carpentry on the northwest corner of 17th and Phillips. They literally have no off-street parking, and everything around them is labeled as either no parking or 2-hour restricted parking. They can't even show up for work to and park legally all day without having to go out every couple hours and move their car. They used to have a conflict across the street with SurePack, but SurePack has cleaned up their property in back of their building, so their employees can park back there. This was just almost a courtesy, just to afford them some sort of parking, so their employees can park in front of their building. If you have any questions, we recommend that this be approved, and we will amend the municipal code and remove the signs.
Thank you. Alder Ross.
Thank you, Alder Jones. Why was it originally labeled as no parking or temporary parking?
I believe either it was SurePack, the capacity of SurePack across the street needed to get in and out of business entrances to get materials in and out. And so they couldn't maneuver trucks. I don't know if you've ever been on 17th Street during the day. It's a lot of trucks moving in and out. But as of late, all their operations have moved further down the west of their building. They got a pretty long building that takes up several equivalent blocks on the north side of the street. This gentleman, Jeff Ventura, has been in conversation with the owner of SurePack during this whole process, and they have no problems with him being allowed to park on the street. It'll just be on the north side of 17th Street in front of his building. So there is no conflict, basically.
Nice, thank you. It's definitely needed. Even if you look at the Google Maps, there's like 3 cars parked there.
Yeah, and well, I don't know how, but well, yeah, they're basically taking a risk and they started getting tickets, so they called me and then I told them they gotta get an alder to approve, and they called Alder Tate, and the three of us have been in conversations for about a month now.
Any further questions from alders? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Alder Limpy, second by Alder Santiago to approve item 0146-22. Seeing no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion passes, and that exhausts our agenda for this afternoon. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful evening. We are adjourned.
You as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.